on that one, you're on that one. Excellent. Let's try that again. We're on this one, I'm on that one, you're on that one.
So you've got 2 cameras and I've got 1?
Of course. Although technically, there's 1 camera on both of us.
All right.
One camera on me,
yeah,
and 1 camera on you. So no, it is perfectly evenly split. Now, ask me again what I've been busy doing.
I see. This is why you didn't want to talk about it earlier. Tim!
I will kill you. Yeah.
What have you been busy doing, you
Ladies,
grumpy?
there's nothing worse than when somebody says, are you doing something? And you say, no, I'm busy. Well, why? What are you doing? As if challenging you to explain yourself. If I say I'm busy, I'm busy. I've got things to do.
But you still need to justify yourself to me, Tim.
Happy New Year, Lee. Happy New Year, people.
Timmy is starting the new year as he left the old one.
In a foul mood. Right, well, so this is the all-new Radio TV Fallout video game
We're
show.
going live with HBC.
That's
I like the way we managed to get both our mms at exactly the same time, Tim.
HBC, not H. There's no H in A. It's HBC.
Is it called Harwood Broadcasting Corporation or not?
Now, that's a prime example of your moronic, arm's-length approach to language, and indeed logic.
And indeed life.
So, now then, this is going out lively, so, you know, wherever you are in the world watching this is when we're doing it.
Correct.
So, you know, whatever time it is now, that's when this is. So if it's 1:30 now on a Friday, it's also 3:30 in New York or something.
Yes.
Hey, we're going to have a live satellite link-up, Lee.
Or as we like to say, 1999 in breakmates.
my excellent cousin Mikey, who works in New York, on the CBS morning television show, by the way.
Ah.
We're going to do a quick live link-up, maybe this show, maybe next one, where he's going to, you know, tell us what's going on in the Big Apple.
Brilliant.
Or the Big Banana, or the Big Windy, or whatever it is.
Yes.
Hey, your mate John McGinley did all right the other night, didn't he?
Yes, at the Henighans Curry Comedy and Questions night, it was most entertaining.
Well, there's a guy in the pub who says he's a mate of McGinley. He says, I'll get him to come on your podcast. I thought, well, that's very kind of you, but does he know it's my mum's upstairs room?
That's right. I just know there's no fee involved.
No fee, no, and no ale.
No,
either.
absolutely not.
Hey, I'm on the straight and narrow, by the way. Is it called triathlon or something?
The triathlon has begun.
Well, I'm just doing it for you know, for the sake of living longer. But if I can make the whole of January, and that's smoking as well, no smoking, no drinking.
I would say if you can make it the whole of the week.
That's right.
You've done very, very well. I'd be impressed.
Speaking of having the medical establishment baffled, Lee, scientists recently discovered the gene that's responsible for Alzheimer's.
Right. Good.
Trouble is, they can't remember where they've put it. Speaking of fabulous foreigners, Lee.
Yes.
North Koreans.
Yes.
They have a reputation, obviously, well, naturally, for being an oppressed nation under the regime of a totalitarian dictator. But I wonder, is that why they eat dog? So that they can be more obedient?
I see what you've done there.
Hey, see? Now that's the kind of thing you can have, and perhaps make a joke out of it, I don't know. Oh,
With a punchline.
I was having a heated discussion with a friend of mine, Lee, over about radius, circumference, r equals pi r squared, diameter, that kind of... It just descended into a circular argument.
I see what you've done there as well, Tim. That actually got an involuntary laugh. I tried to suppress it, but it just tricked out time as well. Getting into the new year, need to get healthier. Need to get healthier. That's the big kick.
That's what I'm doing.
That everyone's on. You're on the non smoking, because I found that I'm just injuring myself in my sleep. I'm waking up with a crick neck or a twisted knee. You know, I've been sleeping
quite out of shape.
Yeah, I've been sleeping for 12 hours. And I was on the toilet, and I won't go into the grim detail because I know you don't like that kind of thing.
Well,
Tim.
I'd like to know who does.
But I quite literally...
Oh yeah, coprophiliacs, they do, yeah.
I quite literally put my back out as I went to all one side, and my back crunched. And I thought, how old am I? Well, I'm actually dislocating my lower spine.
Yeah,
wiping myself down.
Oh,
after sex.
Oh, no, please.
Yes, but
no.
I didn't go into too much detail, but
well,
just thought I'd recount the true story to you.
Speaking of trying to get into shape, I realise that January is such a good time for giving stuff up because of the appalling overconsumption we've done the previous week. So this lunchtime, ladies, some of you gentlemen, I went to a gym around the corner to try and... I thought, right, I'll try one of these hard gyms, not like Total Fitness where it's all not, you know, comfy and stuff. And there's weights and I thought, well, I looked at the prices and thought, this is reasonable. I need to get something positive back, you know, health-wise.
Yes.
And then I realised it's actually quite chilly in here. I'm a bit cold, so I thought, bugger this, and went to the chippy. Pie, chips and gravy.
And then you realised you were trying to join a ladies' gym. And you thought, this is the gym for me. I might have a chance.
Oh, did you see the Comedy Awards?
No, this is the annoying me. The annoying me. Was it
shocking?
Was Jack Whitehall doing the...
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what I thought would put me off.
Shambles, yeah. Jonathan Ross
was fantastic.
No,
it was great. I used to watch it when he was on.
Oh, used to?
Yeah.
I thought, well, no, not the other night, because it's just non-stop sixth form, juvenile, puerile, shite.
Yes.
What Will Ferrell must have thought. I'll tell you what, if they think they're any good, send them to America to work on Saturday Night Live for a month.
Yes.
In script work, in setting up the rehearsals and show, and they'll soon know that you can't just get up there and say cock and expect an entire nation to love you.
That's right, cock, no gags, yes.
Although, how is your act coming along, Lee?
It's alright, it's cock-a-hooting. Cock-a-hoot.
Oh dear. Folksy Lancashire. Oh, right, now. There's nothing worse than folksy Lancashire things. Like, there was an old Al in the shop was telling me about a builder used to send for Th'Prentice. Used to get Th'Prentice to Th'Office. You know, like and it's cute in its day, but there's a guy in the pub you know him well. Mick Halkyard, everyone. Afternoon, Mick, and friends of Mick if you're watching. Although it depends what time of day it is in your part of the world now, obviously. And he'll say things like, Feck's wife. And I think he said, environment, ozone layer, Feck's wife. And I thought, maybe she divorced you because you speak like an 18th century farmer.
Maybe also he's just got a speech impediment, isn't it? Because he's putting Feck's in, but doesn't even exist though.
See, rather than wait until I finish just to get your ending, you could have listened to the setup I was giving you.
Sorry.
An 18th century farmer. No. Yeah, bastard.
The Octagon have also brought out their own beer. Links in quite nicely, Tim. It's called Thoctagon.
Thoctagon.
The bottled beer.
Beautiful.
In today's Bolton news, Thoctagon.
Really?
Yes.
Now that's awesome.
Why
don't we do that again and make it work? You laugh at my bit, and I'll pretend your bit's funny.
No, leave that in. That's funny. I'll pretend you're funny.
Well, you know. Oh, right. We've got all these news stories, haven't we? Shall we have a look at those?
Yeah. Let's have a look at some of the news stories.
Join us, neighbours, if you will. Have I gone out of focus there? No.
There was also on that link I sent you through.
Oh yeah.
You shouldn't take these things quite literally. Whenever the word China is in a headline, you automatically believe it to be the truth, don't you? And they're reducing the number of people who are making solar cells by 75%. The headline was China hands death sentence to solar panel makers. No, I immediately thought. I immediately thought they're just killing them all.
Yeah,
brilliant.
Well, there was a thing we did on the pod years ago, and seeing as nobody listened, we might as well do it now. But this is absolutely true. There was talk of corruption at a fairly senior level in the Chinese government. Funnily enough, what you might call the mandarins in the Chinese government were taking backhanders for all sorts of construction projects, but that wasn't the main. The joke is this: that a lot of these have been educated privately in this country. What school did one of them go to? Harrow. Come on, slightly racist, but more funny.
And I've heard it before, and I'm still giggling now.
I know. See, this is the thing. When we do something that we know we've done before, you have to pretend like it's the first time you've heard it. Now, some of these news stories that were sent over. Lawyer labelled fraudster. Really? You don't say. In other news, bear accused of defecating in forest. You know. 1/3 of people have impaired ability to remember facial features. Now, you know, one of my many recurring problems is that I don't recognise people. So it turns out I'm not just an ignorant, self-obsessed bastard. I've got a medical condition.
Oh, so we can feel sorry for you.
Yeah, in fact, I think I should get a grant. So when there's always one guy who says, "You never know who I am." I said, "Well, you know, wear a badge or something. Have cards.
Go and work at McDonald's, they give you a free badge."
A bit like Estonia and Macedonia becoming full members of the European Union. Like they're as good as us.
Why don't you get that shovel and just keep digging? I'm just stepping away. Like the Japanese do when there's a conflict about to start. They move away from the person who's about to be struck.
The beauty of having your own television station.
HBC, everybody!
HBC.
You know that's going to be my new thing from now on, don't you? That's just another little annoyance that I can pick away at Timmy with. It's like poking you with a stick, an education stick, every now and again.
Right, nothing else on this list, Lee. This list, Lee.
No. Is that an obliteration?
An obliteration? You practice these, don't you?
They just come natural. I just feel like I've got my stick and just jagged you again with it. Anyway, that's enough of me annoying Tim for the last 10 minutes.
Thank God Lee started to look at the camera, everyone. Jesus, he's getting the hang of this.
The camera looks at me. As long as you get my show on the 31st of January, I don't care what you do.
31st of January at Henighans.
At Henighans Bottom Bull.